going to move now to the latest on the Orlando terror attack. Attorney General Loretta Lynch is traveling to Florida today for a briefing on the continuing investigation. There, she plans to meet with prosecutors, first responders, and families of the victims. Her trip comes just one day after the FBI released transcripts of phone calls between the gunman, a hostage negotiator, and emergency dispatchers. Our David Begnaud is in Orlando then with the latest. And David, what is it exactly that investigators are hoping to learn from the transcripts of those calls between Omar Mateen and police?
Nothing, really. They've learned everything they can. The bottom line is what he said on the call, according to the FBI, was chilling, calm, and deliberate. It's very clear when you read it. He was talking about ISIS. In fact, when the first call comes in, she says, "What's your name?" And he starts pledging allegiance to ISIS. And she's like, "Yeah, I get it, but what's your name?" And he starts pledging allegiance to ISIS again. And she's like, "Okay, fine, where are you?" And he says, "I'm in Orlando." And he starts to tick-tock and run his way through the fact that, I'm an ISIS soldier, and he rambles on. So they've got all they need from that. The real question here was, why did the FBI and the Justice Department decide to redact documents or words in the document that related to ISIS? It was no secret. We knew as early as last week when the shooting happened that he talked about ISIS and pledging allegiance to the leader of ISIS, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. So why did the Justice Department want to do that? Yesterday at a news conference that happened about 30 feet behind me, they said, well, we don't want to give a platform for the propaganda. So we kind of questioned them and said, specifically, I asked the FBI agent in charge, why not just release what we already know exists? Then you can come behind and give your analysis. It's obviously inviting controversy if you start redacting words that don't put any lives in danger, so to speak. They didn't want to take the question. 4 hours passed. And then next thing you know, the Justice Department puts out a press release. What was interesting about the press release is that they then blamed an unnamed party, didn't really say reporters or single out anybody, but they said that the questions and the controversy about their redactions had led to something of a distraction, if you will, from the investigation at hand.
What do we expect from the visit by the Attorney General today?
She's going to meet with the victims. She's going to meet with the law enforcement officials. She's going to take some questions, one of which is going to be from us. Why did you choose to redact those words? Why did you put a document out like that knowing that it was going to create the controversy? Other than that, it's simply her coming to pay her respects. She'll go to the memorial, we're told, where the president spoke last week. She'll sign a memorial book, meet with the FBI agents, and privately with the families.
David Begnaud in Orlando.